Hi loves, good morning and welcome to another vlog. I am trying to get ready even though I am so sleepy today. It's like the time passes by so slowly. I'm waiting for my vacation, which is next week, and there's this time when you know you have something excited coming up and you're already in a vacation mode, but it's still not a vacation. So I'm really trying to keep going, following my routine. I am currently getting ready for a laser hair removal appointment. It's really close to home. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but still I don't want to go out literally like I stay at home. I asked you on Instagram and here on YouTube to give me some questions, anything you're curious about, so you can kind of get to know me a little bit. Since I noticed a few new followers here, I'm gonna answer some of your questions while I'm getting ready, and when I'm back I'm gonna dive deeper into like the most serious questions or the ones that need a little bit more explanation or just the answer is not that simple. So yeah, I'm gonna start with my skincare and we'll start with the questions. Just gonna put this right here. I hope you can hear me well. Just let me get my products. So I'm gonna start with the fun questions. What's my favorite part of the day? When I was in high school, I liked to stay super late at night when the whole world is sleeping and it's just me awake with the moon. But when I grew up, when I became a mom, honestly, mornings are my favorite time. I love the quiet morning time. When I slept, I'm energized and I'm just getting ready for the day and kind of setting the mood for the day. So I have to say mornings. Definitely mornings are my favorite time. Maybe until I have my coffee, and when my coffee is finished, it's like the day starting. This peaceful morning time is over. What is my favorite thing to cook? I have a love-hate relationship with cooking. I don't like to eat that much, like heavy meals, and I really don't mind if the food is not that tasty. I'm not that picky. I can eat anything. So I mainly cook for my family. So I mean, there are things I like to cook that are fun to cook, but I don't necessarily eat them and they're not my favorite thing to eat. But I gotta say, maybe like stuffed pepper with rice. It's one of my favorite things to cook because it's like a big meal, serious meal. Maybe like, yeah, some typical Bulgarian dishes that take time. There's some tricky things about the recipe in order to get it well. I really like to bake bread too and to make homemade pizza. Guys, my battery died, so I'm gonna get ready and let it charge when I'm on my appointment, and we'll continue later. So loves, I'm back. I needed a cold water since outside was super hot. So the next question you were asking me was, how old am I? In my first ever video here, I answered that I'm 28. So I am 28 years old. And yeah, how tall am I? I am pretty short. I am 160 centimeters, but honestly I like my height. When I was younger, I wanted to be a little bit taller. I feel like a lot of clothes look better on taller people, but I've accepted my height. I don't mind. I learned how to dress so it benefits my height and not to make me look shorter. So yeah. And the next question was, do I have a boyfriend? So no, I don't have a boyfriend. I have a husband. I'm married from 7 years now. If my husband counts as a boyfriend, then I guess I kind of have in a way, but yeah, I am married. Hi loves, it's a few days later and it's been such a chaotic weekend. I feel like if I don't just sit down to talk to you, I will probably never finish this Q&A. So let me take my coffee and set up a nice space so we can continue with the questions. So hello again, like I said, it's a few days later. The active summer season is starting for me. We have so many plans. Usually every summer my family and I go to the countryside for at least a month. We basically pack all our things and just go there to stay with my husband's parents so my daughter can spend time with her grandparents and to have a nice childhood basically in the countryside in the summer. So on the weekend we were traveling to see another grandparents who live in the mountain in a cabin. It was so calm and like a breath of fresh air before all the adventure begins. And this week I basically have to pack all our things for a month in the countryside. So I'm not really sure how much I will be able to film during the whole month. So yeah, we'll see. I don't put any pressure on myself. It's summer and I need a break really before fall starts, and I will just film as much as I can whenever I can. So I wanted to finish this vlog with the last Q&A questions. I answered a few, but they're more like serious questions left. There is one I forgot to answer last time, and it was what country I want to visit and why. So I'm dreaming about visiting Spain. I've never been to Spain. I feel like it's such a popular country to visit, but somehow I've never been there. I've studied Spanish in high school and I've been working with Spanish for probably 7 or 8 years now. So it's a culture that is really close to my heart and I've never been there. So yeah, I like their vibe in general, so it will be really like a dream come true for me if I ever go to Spain. So the next question is, how do you decided to start your channel and what inspires you? Well, I've loved YouTube since it started being a thing. I was watching YouTubers since probably high school, like the OG popular beauty and makeup gurus. So YouTube for me was always this like big serious platform, which is not like a short content. Like all the other social media platforms are fast fashion, and YouTube is like the serious classic fashion, if it makes sense. I've always been interested in YouTube and I've started a Bulgarian YouTube channel a few years ago, but it was just not the right time. I couldn't really maintain the whole filming, editing and posting and being constant every week. So the last probably October I decided that I really want to do it the right way. I will try to give my best into this and to invest my time, my effort in just creating this channel, mainly because I just don't like the content in the other social medias. I mainly consume YouTube content. TikTok is really not my thing. It's overwhelming for me. And yes, I have a TikTok. I try to post as much as I can, but it's not really the thing that I love to consume. And Instagram used to be my favorite, but because of the creative, aesthetic, photographic content, but lately it's been more like sponsorships, influencers, and yeah, so YouTube is basically always been my favorite platform from all, and the platform that I've been in for the longest time, and mainly because I needed a creative space, because during the day I do so many things. I never stop. I work, I am a mom, I clean, cook and everything. I needed this like my own personal space so I can kind of connect with myself, where I can decide what I want to post, how I want the whole aesthetic to look. And so far, it's being pretty hard to maintain it just because lifestyle. What inspires me is probably just I'm not really sure what inspires me. There's so many things, and it's not something specific. It's just something little in my everyday life makes me see it in a romanticizing way, and then I get inspired to kind of show it on video. It's like just me making my coffee, going out of the balcony, just reading a magazine and having my coffee there and having this peaceful moment. This moment inspires me to kind of create it and to share it the way I see it and feel it. I get inspired by just watching people walking on the street or watching a specific movie with a certain vibe, but it doesn't necessarily make me want to create something, but kind of just living my everyday life and making the best out of the moment. When I experience this certain vibe, I want to create it and document it so I can remember it and share it. So I don't know, I have no idea if this makes sense, but it's basically where I get my inspiration from. When I stop doing everything and just sit for a moment and kind of just let my mind brainstorm, and yeah, maybe just being calm and peaceful actually brings me ideas to create and inspiration. So, another question is your goals or family goals? This is non-negotiable. I will always choose family goals first because my life is not all about me. I put my family first before all my needs, and I don't have personal priorities. First on my list are like family goals, family time, dinner for family, whatever everyone wants to eat and not just me. And yeah, there's so many times when I just want to stay at home and just do my own thing. But if my daughter wants to do something, I will always just leave my own needs. And the next question is dream job. I was talking to a friend about that. If you don't think about money and what will bring you money, career you want to achieve, etc., just by the specific action, the specific job, what do you want to do? And it was hard for me to actually choose something to give shape to the thing. I want to be creative. I want to have the freedom to create, to express what I feel by creating, and all type of content, from writing to photos to videos to podcast, music. And not that I create music, but music kind of completes the whole thing. Just visual creating and sharing my own point of view of every moment. So probably what I'm trying to create here on YouTube is kind of going in the direction of my dream job. And the last question is kind of a long one and deep one. How do you keep your life balance? I've been asked from time to time this question. It actually makes me realize that probably from the outside things look way different than they actually are, because I don't, guys. I am the worst at keeping balance as much as I try to, and I feel like it's not really possible for me. It's not really realistic to have this peaceful life and everything to be balanced, to be well thought of, and to be prepared about everything. Maybe when I was single, that was kind of more realistic, but now it's just impossible. So many things happen without being able to predict it. So many things are just out of my control. So as hard as it is for me, I just kind of let go of the thought of keeping a balance. I wish I knew a perfect recipe for that, but I don't. Basically, I'm trying to keep my priorities clear in my head. My family goes first, keeping the house in order and just everything to be clean, and then my friends, and to kind of be active in, even if it's just chatting and not always being able to go for a coffee or anything. Just keep the conversation going, and then will be all the rest, from creating, from having time for myself, from like spa day or whatever. There is always something going out of balance. That's what I'm trying to say, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just life. So for me, keeping the balance is just to being able to be the best at my top 3 priorities, and then however life goes. At the end of the day, I want to have this feeling that I did my best, even if the result is not the best or it's not what I wanted or expected. At least I gave the best I could, and that's fine for me. So loves, I will end this video here since I've been rambling for way too long. I really hope you enjoyed this type of Q&A video. I hope you got to know me a little bit better now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you like. You can follow me on the other social medias. Thank you for staying until this part of the video, and we'll talk to you again in my next one. Bye!